very chill Tuesday. A very chill Tuesday indeed. What's up, everybody? How we doing? On a Tuesday, flexing hard for Boom Fantasy. It's your boy Rick Rose and talking waivers. Week 6. Let's get down. Let's talk football. Meanwhile, pretty big baseball game going on. Might want to check that out. Either way, we got a lot to talk about. I'm going to be here till 9 p.m. This is how I do this. Right here. This is how we work Tuesday stream. We hang for about the first hour, 45. Then we put the lights up. We record our waiver video, our waivers and streamers video that goes on our YouTube page. So then there's no talkie, no hangy. And then I come back and we chill for the next 45 minutes. After that, we fuck around. We lament the Yankees' end of the season. Probably. That's probably where we're headed. And we'll talk about whatever. I got topics. I want to talk about week 5. What a fun week it was for anyone not taking my football picks. Anyone taking the opposite had a really, really good time. Fantasy did all right, but man, those dogs, those home dogs, they really knew how to make it pop. A lot of underdogs covered last week. Super fucked up. Family show. We only took 3.5 minutes to curse. Rick, good job. Really rising star in this industry. So I want to talk about some of the situational stuff that happened in the NFL this week. Teams that can really, really blew it, or teams that didn't. But situational football nonetheless, and why it's important. Not necessarily fantasy stuff, just stuff I find interesting. Because you can't watch every game. You can't watch 11 games a day. Hell, I have Game Pass, so I can watch every game, and I still can't watch every game. It's hard. And then when I watch it and I'm trying to figure out what I'm looking at, it gets even harder. Because it's like a show that doesn't make the plot deliberate. You're just like, what was that? Why did this character do that? You ever have an ex that was like, whoa, explain this to me. You're like, shut up, I'm watching the show. That's usually me watching football. But then even on the third watch, I'm like, I'm still not sure how this show works. Why is everybody yelling? I don't understand the character development. So, did you see that? That was loud. Special effects. Whoo, whoo, whoo. That happened week 2 last year. The greatest thing is I'm in my own stream. I can see it. But damn, someone's trying to get me. That was brutal. Let me know in the chat if you're watching that. Oh yeah, I got the push notification from Brian. That's pretty hype. That's really cool. Get the push notification as soon as I drop my whiteboard on the almost get assaulted by my own prop. You know, I felt like it wasn't stable when I put it up on Sunday. Pilo Dilo deposited. He got up with the boombox, and he asked me to draw him a Lombardi trophy. And honestly, I'm not an artist. That's one of the best things I've ever drawn in my life. That trophy's beautiful. Props to 3D shapes. Props to learning how to draw 3D shapes in school. What was the thing? Why was everyone so obsessed with drawing a capital S? What was that all about? Why was that a thing? You know you did. You did that. You drew a capital S on your notebook with the lines. And then you went, it's just a thing. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. So we can also talk about the Browns because the Browns have a very interesting opportunity coming up over the next few weeks. And if we can look ahead, we can get major fantasy rewards for a little bit of risk. And I love that. So there's huge upside for the Browns over the next few weeks. Then we're going to talk about, we do our waiver show. We'll pause everything. The Drew Brees was nuts last night. And we talk about where he fits in the scheme of quarterbacks. Because Drew Brees is one of the last to go in this era of quarterback shift, the elite quarterback era in the NFL to this new athletic quarterback era that we're seeing where quarterbacks can do it all. Drew Brees is not from that era, but he is one of the purest pocket passers that's ever existed. But we talk about where he fits in, right? We can take a look at week 6 first odds. I don't necessarily love the matchups this week. People be like, there's tons of opportunity this week. I'm not super seeing it right now. I see some interesting games. But I did the same thing. I said the same thing last week at this time. So Perfectly understandable. I put new Madden up there because I don't want to buy the new Madden, but I want to buy the new Madden. So I put new Madden up there to remind myself that I don't want the new Madden. That I want the new Madden. I don't want the new Madden. I feel like that's important to me. I will give every day the boombox. Oh, the boombox? Oh, you don't know? You don't know the way you get paid for watching Boom Fantasy? The way you can get autographed gear from Pristine Auction? Well, you better ask somebody in the chat. You better say something in the chat so I know you need to know about the boombox. We had 3 more entries this past week. We got a lot to give away. We are coming up towards the first drawing. You want to get rewarded for watching Boom Fantasy streams and playing on our app. That makes simple. That makes simple sense. A little late coffee for the boy. We're going to play Civ later. It's going to get super real. I'm going to send some emails. I'm making sure I get the MLB, the Yankee score next to me because I want to make sure we're tracking that. And it starts at 7:40. Oh, we're super chilling. Aaron Hicks in, Brock Holt out. Yeah, why would Brock Holt play? He's not any good. Why would Brock Holt play? Brock Holt didn't do anything last night. I thought it was interesting when Brock Holt said, like, I've never specifically tried to hit a home run and off anyone. And so, like, he needs a home run last night to get the cycle. And the pitcher is Austin Romine, the Yankees' backup catcher. So it was just such a weird situation where he's like, never hit a home run, never tried to hit a home run before, really, in a major league game. And here is, like, a very home run viable opportunity in a spot where he needs a home run, but nonetheless a playoff game. Like, I don't know. I guess the shine of it being a playoff game kind of wades off after the first 13 runs, but God bless Brock Holt for stepping in there and thwacking one to become the first player ever. I thought that was crazy. Never happened again. 4 for 4. Hit a cycle in a playoff game. It's never happened before. Props to Brock Holt. Say hi to your mother for me. I don't know who concerns me more, Pacello or Sabathia, but it'll be an interesting game. I tend to gravitate towards home field advantage in baseball, which is the stupid stuff. The starting pitcher, the starting catcher, not knowing the start time is a fireable offense for Boone. Yeah, I didn't read too much into that today, and let me read that article because I was also not super. I didn't necessarily know what was happening. Didn't get to the bullpen until 7:32 p.m., 8 minutes before first pitch. Not great. There's no way you can go on a big league bullpen mound 8 minutes before the scheduled first pitch and expect to be ready, says John Flaherty. What about like a yes expert that has watched there's a clip of Larry Rothschild confronting Severino about the start time. What? That's actually ridiculous. You can't send me anything about it. I'm trying to pull up a video on my own laptop and not get my YouTube banned. Didn't long toss. Yeah. Severino flat. Sorry, this is a 7:28 conversation. I don't want to get YouTube. How much YouTube can I get banned? Did Luis Severino know what time Game 3 started? It wasn't an issue, said Aaron Boone. 7:40 is not a typical baseball time. I don't doubt this. Potential confusion, quote, a little bit out of proportion, pointing that Severino's warm-up is generally shorter than most pitchers, and his issues Monday didn't manifest themselves. If you're a baseball reporter, why didn't you fire up the last 6 full Yankees broadcasts? That's what I want to know. Jomboy on Twitter. Jomboy Twitter. So this is like an exchange between the two of them. What's up, Pilo Dilo? You like your trophy up there? What's going on, bruh? We're hanging out. We're going to do, dude, I didn't even get to say Suicide Squad 2. We got to talk about that. Big noise on that front today. Possibly like a major turning point in like cinema. Suicide Squad 2. If you don't know, that's crazy. Where is... This Yankees guy has a lot of followers. I didn't know who he was. John Boy? He's a guy? He didn't do long toss. We were wondering where he was at the time. The whole situation stinks. This is video of them doing long toss, though? That's long toss video. What's the time? This is like the Zapruder film. This is now the greatest mystery. Oh, great pick with Cards D. Yeah, we smoked that pick with Cards D. That's one of the best picks we've had of the season as far as streaming defenses were concerned. Listen, we were going to mash CJ Beathard the whole year. We might just bang against the 49ers all year. They look like the worst team in football. You know what else I noticed watching that game? That's the second week this season where Matt Breida went down with what we thought was a major injury, and then it turns out he might be able to play the next week. Is he... I don't want to say it. It's professional football, but man, I had a few buddies like that in youth football. A lot of being helped off the field only to come back in the game. I'm not saying. I'm just saying. Matt Breida, that's twice this year, man. We thought we had something significant. Most people don't stay down that long. Just saying. I'm not saying. That's rude. I'm not saying. Just saying. But yeah, Cards D. Listen, the Cardinals got off to a horrible start. Horrible start. The problem is their schedule's so hard now. Let me take you through this because we'll play this fun game called Rick's Props Are Dead in the Water, which I wanted to save for Sunday. But Rick's Props are dead in the water. Let me pull up the Cardinals schedule. So we have Cardinals over 6 wins is where we're sitting with our hard-earned wimwangs. And this is what we got left. We got at Minnesota. Not great. Home to Denver. That is an absolute must-win situation. That is a must-win for this win total. A must-win. Right? Then we're home to San Fran. Again, I don't know why they're playing twice in 4 weeks, but damn, they got to get the win. They should get that win. There's no reason they should lose that game. It's the same matchup at their own place. Come on now. With more Josh Rosen under their bet. Is just a viable fantasy option? I looked at him earlier this week. His PPR numbers are strong. I would venture to say he's a deep league PPR flex at this point, right? 12-team league PPR flex. I can't imagine him being the best option available in a 10-team flex. And in standard, he has to score a touchdown or there's no value. That's my biggest upset. But I love Juszczyk. He's not only is he a great athlete, they get him involved. They scheme him open. When you're a fullback and you're involved in the passing game, I feel like you're open a lot because nobody's going to cover you reliably, like consistently. Home to the Raiders. Another game they absolutely have to win. Oh, sorry, we skipped ahead. Bye at Kansas City. That's a scheduled loss. Home to Oakland is dicey, right? If you're counting at home, we maybe have 3 wins at this point, right? So it's not great. What's next? Oh, then it's at the Chargers. Again, another game that is dicey, but maybe they win, but I'm not giving it to them for the purpose of this conversation. And if that's your barometer, like dicey but ultimately unfavorable, the rest of the schedule is not good if you're sitting at 3 wins. You have to go at Lambeau in December, home to Detroit, who's going to be fighting for the wild card because Detroit's always fighting for the wild card, at Atlanta, who might have blown up the season but are still way better offensively than you are, home to the Rams. Maybe the Rams bench their starters. Like maybe you get Sean Mannion at 16, but they'd have to be 15-0 going into that game. So yikes. And then at Seattle to potentially get your 4th win. To fall too short, you have to go into CenturyLink Field. So as you can see, it is so dicey. Blowing the Seattle game really cost the win total. They had a chance to go up 3 with 2 minutes left. They missed a 52-yarder. Russell Wilson drove down and kicked the winner as time expired. And blowing a 14-3 lead to the Bears. Like, those are 2 very winnable games that are going to go down as one-score 50-50 games. In the next season, we'll be like, oh, the Cardinals were 0-2 in one-score games in the first 5 weeks of the season. But those were so not 50-50 games. The Cardinals had their win projection was probably 80% at one point in that game. So I just have a hard time like sticking around on like, yeah, that's totally viable. Oh, yeet. So Rick's win total of 6 is in fact dead in the water. Hasha. But wait, it gets better. One of my other props is Giants win total of 7. If you think the Cardinals getting to 6 was tough, wait till you see the Giants roadmap to 7. Now it's getting better because it's pretty obvious that the NFC East is trending towards worst division in football status. But golly, if 7 is not going to come easy. Oh, too much. So this is a big game, all things considered. But there's just too many good teams down the line, and the good teams are sandwiched by divisional 50-50 coin flip games. And it's like, they only have 1 win at this point, guys. They only have 1. Home to Philly, dice. At Atlanta, that's a loss. Home to let's give them the sweep of Washington, right? Now we're at 3. At San Fran, always a nightmare for this team, but I'm going to give it to them. Home to Tampa, pray to God. Actually, I'm getting myself there. I'm getting myself at that great Giants spot where we get close enough where I tilt and then we lose last week home to Dallas. With Dallas has absolutely nothing to play for. No, Pilo, no, we're not doing. We do waiver picks later. I'll talk to you about waiver picks now. If you want to name a position, I'll talk to you about anything you want. But we chat for a little bit. We hang out, 7:40, 7:45, 8 o'clock. We get my lights set up, and then I shoot my waiver video straight up without acknowledging chat. And then I put it away, and then we hang for the next, 40 minutes or so. Oi. What's up, dude? Yeah, it's bad. Catching up to the chat. Chat's a little bit behind. That's okay. So those are my 2 props. My other one is Darnold for Rookie of the Year. Offensive Rookie of the Year odds. Let's try to get them. Odds to win Rookie of the Year. I want updated, though. Updated. I have Darnold. Roy odds. 6 days ago, offensive rookie. We are unable to provide services to residents of your jurisdiction. Bitch, I'm legal. Bitch, I'm federally legal. What is this? MyBookie AG. Oh, John Boys. Did you find the Rothschild clip? Yes, I did, but I'm not going to put it up. I'm not allowed to put stuff up. You're not betting on your son for Roy? No, I did. I bet on Darnold because Darnold was the day one starter, so I figured I would catch myself an advantage over Baker and Rosen. Dude, I like Sam Bradford. I always thought Sam Bradford was an accurate quarterback. So now here we are. I didn't think that Baker and Rosen and Allen, and Allen would all be in by week 5. Like they all started by week 5, which is so stupid because what's the point of Sam Bradford? What's the point of your narrative for Tyrod Taylor as our number one? Hugh Jackson said the whole offseason Tyrod Taylor is number one, and you give him 5 weeks. Like it's so pointless. 6 days ago, updated O'Roy odds. Oh, so Darnold's at the back now. Darnold's plus 700. Damn it. We got blocked by Oddshark Twitter. Mayfield's the favorite, followed by Barkley, followed by Ridley, then Darnold. But Darnold put a nice game together. So we're holding a nice Darnold 250 because he was the only starter. And I figured the Giants were just going to be bad and get off of Saquon. But we love a nice 3-tote game for Darnold. Hell yeah. 3 plus 4 is 7. I think if he finishes with 25 totes, he can get it. Is there a place I can compare him to Baker? Isn't there a comparison thing? Oh, pro ref. Mayfield pro ref. He was a bad coach. Yes. Yes. But they got given that game. Show me the game log. All right. See, Mayfield's he's got better yards, but he's only got 3 touchdowns and he's got 3 picks. So I feel like if Darnold can keep the picks down and give me touchdowns at a steady clip. Come on, son. I feel like Darnold can get me there. I was miserable about it after the Monday night game when Darnold blew a lead and Mayfield took him back. Sick to my stomach. But after a little Robbie Anderson connection, probably a little profitable. No suspension for him too, so he's going to be around all year. I feel a lot better about the Jets offense outlook. Man, Sunday was a big day for me as someone that has defended Isaiah Crowell as a good running back. I know the Broncos are probably bad. They're probably really bad. But watching Isaiah Crowell work for 200 yards on 15 carries, that feels damn good as someone that stood up for a player time and time again and had to have data and metrics shown into my face. Like, I get it. He's a Brown. But the numbers aren't always indicative of someone's true talent. Isaiah Crowell always worked well in tight spaces, always showed good burst through the hole, always had a low center of gravity and did well with contact. So held on to the ball. Like, Isaiah Crowell is a starting caliber running back. There aren't many. So yeah, the Giants could be the team with Crowell and Darnold if they really wanted to. But instead they got Barkley. Yeah. Isn't that going to be a fun 15-year narrative, guys? Aren't you never sick of hearing about that? That the Giants passed up on 4 quarterbacks? It's never, ever going to not haunt the Giants. Unless they go 3-13 and get Herbert first overall. Which is disappointing because I just bought a Rosen jersey. Broncos run D has been decent to good this year. Well, let's put that to the test. This is what we'll do to you. I want you to be right. This year's Broncos has given up. Yeah, they're no 100 yards for the first 3 games. That's fair. 64, 92, 77. Then they gave up 142 to the Chiefs. That's fair. Marshawn Lynch didn't blossom in Buffalo. That's what I'm saying. And honestly, listen, Isaiah Crowell's not Marshawn Lynch, but they are similar guys that will not jump out to you on a screen pass the way like a Kenyon Drake will or like an Austin Eckler. You know, we're not talking stars. We're talking good NFL running backs that had to start on the bench and earn more touches through solid performances. Isaiah Crowell doesn't work into space. Isaiah Crowell wants to grind and work through the hole and burst and move chains like Lynch. Marshawn Lynch, who got to see another 1 yard play go for an interception. Cheers, Marshawn. It was a rough weekend. That's a good segment where we cheers. People had a really rough weekend. Marshawn Lynch, another 1 yard play, 1 yard interception. Great. In a loss, too. But yeah, 323 rushing yards is no good. But at the same time, let's see how they've been doing allowing points to the running back. This is fantasy points against. It's pretty valuable for matchups if you've never heard of it. The Broncos are obviously going to be yacked up because of the Jets game. But averaging 27 points a game, 5 touchdowns, that's a lot. 6 total touchdowns. How many did they give up last week? 1. So they still gave up 5 total touchdowns to running back in their first 4 games. So vulnerable. I think Lynch had 2 on Monday night, but still vulnerable. The Broncos are donezo, man. They got nothing going now. Look at that. Rams, Chiefs, Texans, Chargers, Steelers. This might be the new defense to fade, honestly. We might be stacking against the Broncos for the next few weeks. Look at that. They got to face Gurley, David Johnson, Kareem Hunt, probably a fully energized Deontay Foreman, Melvin Gordon, Le'Veon Bell's going to be back, Joe Mixon. Like, get the fuck out of here if that run defense isn't any good. It's family show. But good God, we are working out here for these schedule matchups. And then, hey, fantasy playoffs, Marshawn Lynch. Hello, Marshawn Lynch fantasy playoffs. My standard king. Oh, captain, my captain. I really need to change. I got to change my fantasy logo tonight. My number 1 team. You guys want to see my number 1 team? This is my number 1 team. Because, listen, I listen to your guys' lineups a lot. You never hear about my team, okay? You never hear about my team. So I love my logo, but it's got to change. Because I'm a big believer in you have to have the guy to name your team the thing. That's like company policy to me. Your guy has to be on the team for you to make him that. But I had Le'Veon Bell last year, and I just felt like the logo was good and there was enough good juju associated that I had to keep it going for another year. So my team is Levy on a prayer, and I have to change it. But, like, my team's got really good mojo right now. We're 3-1. We're 4-1 chilling. And we're one of the high scorers. I'm never a high scorer. If I'm going to get in the playoffs, it's on luck. But I'm really out here doing it this year. And I love my team. I just love the Le'Veon Bell stoner face. So it's like really hard for me to just part with it. But Marshawn Lynch is my boy. And I have that Marshawn Lynch hair flip photo. So I'll probably do something with that. But Levy on a prayer is my squad. And let's just look at who I got. I decided to ride with Andrew Luck and T.Y. Hilton combo. It's standard, right? No PPR, old school. Andrew with 4 IR slots that you can put anybody who's questionable or above on. So there's a little bit of expanded rosters. Depth is a little bit hard to come by, and it's Wild West waivers. Forever first come, forever first serve, no limits. Call yourself the Nobel Prize. That's absolutely true. That's a week 2 segment, baby. We love that. That was absolutely gorgeous. I have the graphic already. I wish I had James Conner. But yeah, no, I just picked up Jamal Charles this morning. I think that's an interesting play. We can talk about it later in the video. But I have T.Y. Hilton on my IR. That's the only person you're missing. I picked up Jameis. Great matchups. I mean, the coordinator's getting it done. It's not necessarily the quarterback. So Luck and Jameis. I've been riding Melvin Gordon and Marshawn Lynch as my running backs, but I've really excelled with wide receivers because Kenny Galladay's been a freak. So it's been Devontae Adams, T.Y. Hilton, and then a combination of either Galladay or Davis, and they've been doing really well. I might move one of them, but I don't have to play all 3 wide receivers. Like if I can play 3 running backs, I'll just play Adams and Galladay or Adams and Hilton, and then our retired players fair game. I think so, but like I started the segment by saying I like to name guys after players that I actually have on my team. So I get there's probably a million puns we can make with retired players. I'm not going to go there. Do I believe in Charles? So that's the interesting thing. It's not that I believe in Charles, but the Jaguars started the year with Leonard Fournette, TJ Yeldon, and Corey Grant. Leonard Fournette has a hamstring injury that's keeping him out of games 6 days in advance, and Corey Grant's on IR. So it's TJ Yeldon, who they never trusted enough with a full workload anyway because they kept giving Grant touches, and Jamaal Charles on the Jaguars, a team that plays good defense and wants to run the ball. So it's not that I believe in Charles so much in that the upside on Charles is just massive. You got to understand, Leonard Fournette has a hamstring strain. Like, every time he tries to run, there's a chance he retweaks it. Like, this could bother him forever. Not forever, but for a long time. And even then, he can't run right now. He's getting out of shape, cardiovascularly wise. I just think that if Jamaal Charles can cut it, the upside is tremendous. And I was off Jamaal Charles as a Bronco, mostly because of the Broncos. But this is a different situation with a player that is not the worst. Here's the thing, Pilo Dilo. If the Jaguars had come out and said they signed Orleans Darkwa, I would have sprinted to grab him too. It's just about, do I believe that a running back is slightly above replacement level? Running backs are at a tremendous premium at this point in the season. A free agent running back that could eventually command touches and score points. So I just felt like I started the day by picking up Kapri Bibbs. That's what I started my day. Peterson, Thompson, banged up. Give me Kapri Bibbs. And then as the day went on and they signed Jamaal Charles, I was just like, God, if Jamaal Charles gets 5 touches and Kapri Bibbs gets 5 touches, I want Jamaal Charles all day. So that's how I came to that conclusion. And I only have roster spot for one of them because I want to hold 2 defenses right now. So Luck, Winston, I got Melvin Gordon, Aaron Jones, and Marshawn Lynch. So if Aaron Jones can come along, I had Burkhead. I lost Burkhead. So I'm not without loss this year. So if Aaron Jones can come around and command more touches, that would be a boon because then I could start 3 running backs and throw in Adams and Galladay or Adams and Davis or Adams and Hilton. That'd be toy. I can start 2 tight ends if I want. I have Trey Burton and Vance McDonald. I wish Vance McDonald would get in better shape as far as snap count and touch share. We're not quite there yet. Trey Burton's a little inconsistent. Clearly not who I thought he was, but still productive. And has a really good matchup against the Dolphins. Really good matchup this week. Probably going to be a potential DFS target for some. Jake Elliott's my kicker. The Eagles are not getting it done, but that could work in my favor a little bit. And then I like the Browns defense, and the Browns defense likes me. That's a real solid pass rush, and I stream the Cardinals, and I obviously slaughtered my matchup. So this is my squad, and we're clearly getting it done. Top of the AFC, number 1 in the conference in points for, and that's what we're all about. Won our last matchup 115-88 over Live by the Cam, Die by the Scam. So I've hardly ever felt, you'll never see me come on this show and talk about my fantasy teams. Like, I hardly ever do it. But that is a 16-year-old league with a championship belt and a destination draft. That shit matters. Family show. Right, woo! I thought I brought it back. That matters. So I'm going to talk about it as I see fit. 7:36. We're 25% of the way through our Tuesday stream. That's bonkers. I'm hanging out. I got nothing. So there's situational football we could talk about. Let's bring it up. Let's talk some situational football. Let's go to Game Pass. The first one I want to talk about is the Rams. The Rams had a surprisingly back and forth game against the Seahawks. They showed some of their flaws against the Seahawks. They were not perfect by any means. What they did at the end, though, was masterclass. And it was all Sean McVay playing mind games. It's really simple. I don't know why I'm even taking this long. Because it's not even really like scheme. But it's funny when you think about what everybody else did that week.
Stop here on defense. Get the ball back.
Stop. Setting the scene. Maybe Fournette has Matt Breida-like toughness. That's what I'm saying. Leonard Fournette's been banged up since he was 22 years old. Set the scene. The Seahawks are giving the Rams all they've got, right? But the Rams just got a critical stop, got the ball back with 3:30 left. Now it's the Seahawks' turn. They're at home and they need a stop, right? This is condensed and with the sound off so nothing pops in terms of where we're at. I'm pretty sure I'm allowed to show you this because I have Game Pass and everybody does this on social medias, and we don't have the sound off, so we're not taking anybody's broadcast. Actually, let's go coach's film just in case there's something wrong with broadcast, right? So, first down, what we talked about last week, the Rams stay 3 wide. Even they had 3 wide receivers down, they stay in a spread look, and they just pound the rock. They pound the rock because this is what they do best, and this is how you win a football game. Now they got a first down. That's fine. But the staying in bounds is the most clutch play. Staying in bounds is so valuable. We're going to watch from the other end now, I think. Yeah. So now it's another first down. Let's watch this one. Inbounds. Sorry. This is 2nd and 8. I'm jumping around because the coach's film is just a little bit safer. Just another spread look. They got Todd Gurley. Look where they are on the field, right? They're moving a little bit. They're out of their own shadow, but this is still dangerous territory. And the Seahawks are bailing out for the run with 1 safety back. 2nd down, Gurley makes his move. First down. Well, that's just elite skill. There's nothing I can do about that. Oh, they called him short. Never mind. I did think this was a bad spot. Seahawks burning timeouts, right? Give it to Gurley. Do it up the gut. That's what you're supposed to do. Didn't get it. 4th down. Right? So, look at this situation. This situation, for some reason, is flummoxing coaches across the league. 4th down in your owner opposing, it's really a 20-yard window, so it's not a big deal. The owner opposing 40, between the 40s, late in games, just has coaches doing all sorts of dumb shit, right? What are Sean McVay's options here? After Todd Gurley runs for 13, 8, and 1 yards respectively, Russell Wilson's lit him up for 31 points. He can punt and give the Seahawks a chance to win the game, or with 1.5 minutes left, he can go get this game, put this game away. Because after each of these Gurley runs, the first down, or not the first down, the first one was a 2-minute warning, but on 2nd and 3rd down, Pete Carroll had to burn 2 timeouts. So now you've gassed all the team's timeouts, and you've put them in this position where the game's on the line. This is where 99% of teams kick. What does Jared Goff? What does McVay do? What does Jared Goff do? You're built on the line. You're built on your power run. If you can't get a yard, what are you doing here? Get a yard, win the game. There's decent A-gap rush. First of all, they're in the set looking for Gurley power, or else 30 would be over the nose too. They're in a run stopping front, but they're not covering the sneak. And they even get a good push in the pocket too. Seattle is decently prepared for this play. It doesn't matter because they go for it and they wanted it. And that's important. And I want to show you something else. Let's take a different scenario, right? Let's go to Houston, where the Cowboys and Texans played one of the worst games of the season. Let's make sure our stream is still active. Hey. Make sure we didn't get shut down. Let's go straight to overtime, baby. Eight minutes left in overtime. What are we doing here? First of all, it bothers me because the Cowboys, as good as the Rams run game is, the Cowboys have put more money and more equity. Oh, I'm sorry, Pilo Dilo. You're right. It's a key nugget that I missed. You're right. The Rams sent out the punt team, got Seattle to burn that last time out, and then went for it and took the game away. Excellent call. It gets lost on the coach's film. I'm missing things because I'm afraid of the copyright stuff. It's a very excellent point. So the Rams have one timeout left. McVay sends out his punt team. Pete Carroll says, I'm getting the ball back. Timeout. McVay runs the sneak and takes the game away. Genius. Mind games. Level 900. Let's watch the Cowboys eat dick. 1st and 10. First of all, Rod Smith's in the game. Why is Rod Smith in the game? Why is Rod Smith in the game? Now you got 2nd and 9. Now you're out of running situation. And by the way, the Texans were horrible in this game too. Horrible. To the sticks. Out of bounds. You're in 3rd and 1. What do you do on 3rd and 1? You got Zeke. Give it to Zeke. But why aren't you in a power look? What fucking is this? What is this? What is this pistol spread cuteness? What is this? Does anyone really think Cole Beasley's getting the ball here? Does anyone really, family show, does anyone really care about Cole Beasley here? Does anyone in the stadium think Cole Beasley's going to take a pitch sweep? Now, literally one person reads Cole Beasley and the entire Texans defense immediately funnels to the middle. Boom, point of attack. 1, 2, 3, bodies. One guy. This guy's reading the quarterback. Absolutely stupid. Absolutely. So now you're in 4th down. I don't understand this, man. Look at this. 4th and 2 is a long 2. Stop. Because you can see where the lines are here. Look at how close the line is, man. It's the 39. It's the longest 2 that's ever been 2'd. The 41, sorry. It's the 41. I don't understand why Dallas thinks they can't get this. Goff got that much on a sneak. It's so spineless. And then, by the way, you kick it and you don't pin them that deep. 10 to the 10? I just don't get that. One more situational goof that really bothered me, and then we'll go into the deep. I did a pretty long 2 this morning. Nice, Pilodilo. That window was much larger from the side view. Yeah, nope, I agree. What is the other game I wanted? Yes, the end of the Ravens game. The end of the Ravens game. All right, what do we got here? Ravens up 7 with 2 minutes left and driving? I just want you to look at this and think about the Ravens lost this game, right? So they're losing right now. Wait. Yes. Ravens are killing me here. This is a big 3rd and 13 for the Ravens. If they don't get this, Justin Tucker's going to hit the tie and then there's 2 minutes left. But if they make it, they're in total control. Oh shit, it's a perfect screen, family show. Oh wow, did Buck Allen just pick up 16 yards on 3rd and 13? Wow, lock it up. Yippee-ki-yay, Justin Tucker. Let's think about the scenario. And think about what we just saw other teams do. Right? We saw Sean McVay bring out his punt team just to draw a timeout. There's a minute 35 left in the game. You're down 3 with the best kicker in football. At the moment, Justin Tucker is the best kicker in football. You're down 3. You're inside the 2-minute warning, and the other team has 2 timeouts. A good football team makes sure the Browns don't touch this ball again. And listen, I understand that the Browns didn't win this game in regulation. But the fact that they even had a chance is disgusting. Peep it. Peepo. Right? So the Ravens need to run the ball and get the clock out. Eliminate the clock. You're already guaranteed 3 points. So run the ball. If you get in the end zone, you win the game. But you're already going to tie the game regardless. But you have to keep the other team in mind. Shotgun. Through the back of the end zone. Great. You just burned 4 seconds. Cool. Cool beans. Cleveland still has 2 timeouts and a minute left. Flacco, nothing. Incomplete. Can't even complete a short slant. Get it to the 2, man. In the dirt. Again, now Cleveland's got, you've burned 9 seconds in 2 plays. Like, the stupidity here, like, this is 3rd and 10 from the 14. Just run the ball and burn a timeout. This is abysmal situational football. Flacco from the gun into the end zone. That one's off the hands. This one was off the hands, but it's still the wrong decision in my opinion. I like going to win this game, but at a certain point, you need to be smart. And God, man, they had a chance in overtime, and they didn't deserve to. Crabtree's kind of got to catch that ball. That's a great ball from Flacco. He's got to come down with it. Unfortunate for sure. 18 and 19 on 4th and 1 conversions. Of course they are. Let's watch 2 more things and then we'll back out of this because it's almost 8 o'clock already. Damn, what are the Yankees doing? You getting smashed yet? Ba boop, ba boop, ba boop, boop. So Mark Ingram was back for the Saints, and it totally affected. It totally affected what the how Alvin Kamara functions into the fantasy landscape. Mark, they do it because it's advantageous to them, not because it's risky. Like, everything they do is wrong, and it's conservative. Where do you think those 4th and 1s are? And it doesn't excuse the awful 3rd and 1 shotgun call. Line up in a power I and give it to your most expensive line and your most expensive running back. I don't understand that. It's an awful overthink by Garrett. Just disgusting. And the fact that he wouldn't just sneak, that Jared Goff and Tom Brady can earn more yards on a sneak than Dak Prescott. Stupid. So stupid. So earlier today, I said I want to try something new. I want to go into Game Pass. And I'll see what you were interested in and what you'd like to see discussed more. And something that came through on my DMs in the writers chat was how did the defense react to Alvin Kamara and how did the Saints use that to their advantage? To be honest, in the first half, not much. And it didn't get better because the Saints were up by so much. There was nothing to show in the second half. The second half was very basic because the Redskins were over pursuing, trying to chase the game down 1 million points, making a play. Messages. And everything was working out for the Saints that they really didn't have to do much. So let me get to this one play that I did think was interesting. and shows you how the Saints are going to look with Ingram, Kamara, and Thomas all out on the field. Doo-doo ba 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 doo boop boop boop. So this is what's going to make the Saints really dangerous, because Kamara should never be on the sidelines, right? Kamara's so good that even if you're going to give the ball to Ingram, Kamara needs to be doing things. So we talked a lot about jet action and how getting the defense to move laterally is the coolest thing in the NFL these days. And this is a great example of what the Saints want to do to you. Kamara is going to go bottom to top in this formation. He's in motion right now on the stop. Ingram's in the backfield. This is something they just didn't do with Ingram suspended. This is the new stuff. This is that new shit family show that teams are going to have to catch up to. And what you're going to have is Kamara's going to slide all the way up top, and he's going to run a flare. Everybody's going to react, and Thomas is just going to go the other way, drag across the field. It's honestly too easy. It's borderline collegiate, right? Everybody follows. They just leak a little bit. They just slide a little bit on the movement. There they go. That little bit of steppage. They're already out of position because their bodies are going the wrong way, and Michael Thomas is already angling the other way. And look, those couple of steps are all Drew Brees needs to slide this ball in, and a 10-yard throw is now a 30-yard gain. Peaceful. So this is just what Kamara is going to do to the offense. He's going to make you go the wrong way because you have to get a little bit of edge because he's so fast and so good against contact. But I don't think that they did too much on Monday night to tip their hand as to how they're going to operate in the future because it was just so easy for them. And this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Let's go to the record-breaking touchdown pass. Ba-boop, 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 boop, boop. So what's going to happen here is the Saints are in a spread look, and they want to run a type of streaks play that they're best known for. They freaking love running streaks. And what happens here is the safety is going to check to a cover 3 zone, but Josh Norman doesn't get the signal. He doesn't pick up on it. Josh Norman actually got benched in this game. This might have been the reason why. So Josh Norman's going to play the flat, and there's going to be 2 guys in the flat, and so Drew Brees didn't need to be the best all-time career yards passing leader to make this throw. Oh, Mark, it's disgusting. That's why Sean McVay has a special assistant for clock situational management. He has a guy for it. That's so huge. Not every team has that. Remember Andy Reid had a guy that would hold the challenge flag? Remember how Rex Ryan would have a priest? All this stuff matters. Sean McVay has an actual clock management guy. But watch what happens. Josh Norman's at the top of your screen. They're going to switch to cover 3 zone, and he doesn't get the memo. Look, here he calls for it. He calls for the switch. Him step up. Up. Look at that. 2 guys in the flat. Easy peasy. Stop there. Hey, look at that. 2 guys covering the same zone at the top. And Traquan Smith at the top of the screen, completely unchecked for the easiest touchdown Drew Brees has ever had, and then one of the most historical ones. It honestly was too easy. They gave him the record. People want to talk about that game was rigged for the Redskins, rigged for the Saints, because Drew Brees want to hit that record. The Yankees have a half hour to start. That's a 7:40. I thought it was a 7:40 start. I'm hitting refresh on my score center. Baboop, 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 boop, boop. So that was an easy one. Let's just check the other angle from the Breeze side. Slides protection, consummate pro. You can't even see it here. But it's just the easiest. There's nobody around him. It's just broken. It's a broken play for a touchdown. Too easy. Josh Norman benching. So that's our look into situational football. I hope you enjoyed that. Presented by NFL Game Pass. Really fun stuff. I think it's really fun stuff. And The Browns are the next thing I want to talk about. We burned through an hour talking about my fantasy team, my props, and situational football. So dumb. Garrett trying to prove the haters wrong and put the ball in Dak's hands. It's even dumber if it's Dak who wanted it then and there. Listen. The sneak would have been a fine call, man. What would have been wrong with running the sneak there? You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with that call. As long as you make the call. Do I think they might be nervous because they're out Travis Frederick? They're -1 Travis Frederick. I think that matters. Losing your center, especially when he's that good, matters. But conservative. You have Zeke Elliott. You know how much Zeke Elliott averages 3 yards after first contact. So as long as he's not touching the ball -3 yards to the sticks, you're winning the football game. It's not just bad situational football. It's just bad situational football with the game on the line. Football is about small sample sizes. You don't get chances to redeem yourself every week. You can't be doing that. And that's why another one of my props is dead. Jason Garrett's going to be the first coach fired. I don't see a way out of that. Jerry Jones is going to try to give Sean McVay $100 million and 5% ownership of the Dallas Cowboys. Can you imagine? Can you imagine Jerry Jones just being like, I'll give you 10% equity on the most valuable franchise in American sports. Welcome to Dallas. Ugh. Can you imagine? If you're Jerry Jones, if you want to completely redeem yourself, you give Sean McVay equity. You give him a seat on the squad as long as he wants it, and you go away. Right? Just let Sean McVay run your franchise. He's smarter than you. Well, if that was the case for Jerry Jones, he wouldn't have been making decisions a long time ago. Anyhow, one thing that's going to factor into our waivers decisions, and I want to make sure you guys were aware of, is that the Cleveland Browns are a real football team, okay? They've been doing real things. They scored 42 points on the road, and they just beat a division rival at home. They've won 2 of their last 3, okay? The Cleveland Browns are a real football team. Their next 5 games are insane. Think about this from a fantasy matchup perspective. Let's take sports betting out of it. I don't care about the results. I care about the Browns offense being able to produce fantasy points, right? Keep that in mind. Week 6, home to the Chargers. Week 7, at Tampa Bay. Week 8, at Pittsburgh. Week 9, home to Kansas City. Week 10, home to Atlanta. What? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 5 straight awesome it's the 5 best matchups in fantasy right now. You don't want to play against 5 other teams. Those are the 5 most fantasy vulnerable defenses in football right now. The Chargers, Buccaneers, Steelers, Chiefs, Falcons. Wow. It's almost hard to believe how well it's broken out for them. I'm not saying they'll win all those games. I'm saying that at least 4 of those defenses are broken. The Steelers have a good pass rush. They're getting healthy. They're a mess in the secondary. But it's a road game, and it might matter in the division race when you really think about it. And home to Kansas City, the Chiefs are the same. A mess in the secondary, but a real pass rush. Because realistically, if you can't have both at this point in the NFL, really. You're going to be either vulnerable in the secondary or vulnerable up front because you can't afford both if you want an offense. That's just where we're at. So I just want you to keep that in mind as we hit October. The Cleveland Browns will be playing in positive fantasy matchups until November 25th, which is Thanksgiving week, I think. That is actually gross. November 25th is their next decently tough defensive matchup, and it's against the Bengals, who gave up a bunch of scores to the Dolphins. I'm saying this is the train, man. Baker, Hyde, Njoku. Njoku's about to pop off, by the way. Season high targets last week. Baker's starting to trust him more. Hello, Davey. That's a trade target, my guy. Chargers, Bucks, Steelers, Chiefs, Falcons. Just keep thinking about that. All those teams are giving up 30 spots week in, week out. And they're catching them in the right order because the Falcons are the most broken, right? They get the most year-end injuries. Maybe Grady Jarrett comes back. Maybe. Is Grady Jarrett out for the year? Grady Jarrett out. Jared Grady week 6 status remains unclear. So maybe Grady Jarrett's back. So they'll go back to how they were the first 3 weeks when they only gave up 32 points instead of 38. Awesome matchups for Baker. Awesome. It's going to be a quarterback tutorial. Right? Let's do the waiver show. I'm going to loosely talk about it right now. What I'm going to bring up. How I'm going to do it. And then I'm going to get the light up. I'm going to record it. And then I stop the recording. I put the light away and we chat. But my glasses go off to record it so I don't interact with the chat. That's just how it works. I hope you'll understand. What are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about the Browns schedule and acquiring Browns. And then we're going to talk about waivers. The first is Baker. Waivers or even like a pennies on the dollar quarterback offer. If you're frustrated by a quarterback, which you shouldn't be. There's so many good quarterbacks. So maybe I shouldn't even say Baker. It's really Jameis. Jameis is the quarterback ad this week. That's an explosive offense, and they're doing the right things. And you can plug Jameis in. He's better than Ryan Fitzpatrick. He'll ultimately do more than Ryan Fitzpatrick. There's no way he won't. At running back, we're going to talk about Ronald Jones. I don't have a lot to say about Ronald Jones because I spent much of the preseason bashing people telling you to draft him. And I'm going to stand by that. You cannot draft Ronald Jones and still be excited about Ronald Jones. The reality is you wasted draft capital on a guy that you can 100% get for free in the majority of leagues right now. That's just a reality. Is Ronald Jones was droppable, and now he's not. Why did my friend send me that? Deadspin's hiring a staff writer. I don't want to work for Deadspin. It's a good gig, though. Nice work if you can get it. I sent it to my buddy, John. It's something if it doesn't work out, if Boom doesn't work out. I love this job. What the fuck else would I do? I get to have my own show 3 days a week, talk about Suicide Squad 2 over waivers. They hired James Gunn. Do you understand how big that is? If James Gunn is going to write Suicide Squad 2, that's a massive change of pace for DC movies and just a slap to Disney Marvel. That is actually massive. And then you're getting people be super excited about it. Batista already says, like, yo, get me in. Trash already been a massive loss. There's no market limit for coaches. It could totally happen. That's what I'm saying. Equity. Promise him equity. Booting chat back up. Sorry. Had to take a chat detour. Josh Adams is the name I'm going to throw around. Your fantasy analyst might give you Wendell Smallwood, but I'm going to give you Josh Adams because we know what Wendell Smallwood is. All we know is Josh Adams touched the ball 6 times for 30 yards in the opener and hasn't touched it since. Has touched it 1 time since. And I like 5 yards a carry. Undrafted out of Notre Dame. The basement is low, but the ceiling is way higher than Smallwood and Clement. We know what those guys are. Packers receiver du jour. I'm saying that because I don't know what's going to happen between Allison and Valdez-Scantling, but one of them, the healthy one, deserves a pickup. If Allison is healthy, get Allison. If not, if Valdez-Scantling is going to get another start, get him because Aaron Rodgers is going to find him, and he did the work. He did exactly what he needed to do, and he made plays against Detroit. Granted, the script was about ideal as it could get for a Packers 4th receiver because they never had to go. They had to throw the whole time. They never had to run. They were climbing back into that game. And if Mason Crosby had an average or even a horrible day at the office, they would win that game. But he had the worst day at the office, so they lost. I'm going to talk about the Robbie Anderson, Jermaine Kearse situation. If Robbie Anderson's still in your league, that's a scoop. And it's less about what he's been doing and more about what Darnold's been doing. And that's building trust in his wide receivers and taking deep shots when appropriate. It really is important for rookie quarterbacks to have trust in their wide receivers. The other interesting development is Quincy Enunwa being moved to the outside. That resulted in his worst game of the year by far. Jermaine Kearse is healthy, so now a 3-wide set puts Anderson and Enunwa on the outside and Kearse on the inside. If the inside man is where Darnold liked to go when Enunwa's in, that's going to be Kearse now. So if you're in a deep PPR league, Kearse can be the target of your admiration. And if Robbie's there, pick him up because that's a boom or bust play with value. The Rams lost 2 receivers, and that means Josh Reynolds is going to be up. The funny thing about this is even if all we need is one out of Cooper Kupp, good thing we're not recording. Cooper and if Brandon Cooks and Cooper Kupp are both out, that's cool. But all we need is one for Reynolds to get in because the Rams run 11 personnel, 3 wide receivers on over 90% of snaps. So a third receiver has to get into the mix. Josh Reynolds is ready, and he's made plays. He made plays against the Seahawks when they needed him to on Sunday. So it's very likely that he'll get right into the offense and be A-okay. Jamal Charles is the other guy I'm going to throw in there. And again, it's upside. It's Yeldon and Charles, and that's it next week. If it was Orleans Darkwa, I would say pick him up too. If it was Ruben Drones, I'd be a little hesitant about it, but I'd pick him up too. I have a lot of money on Appalachian State tonight. I should probably have mentioned that early in the show so you guys could tail me. I forgot to even mention it. I tried to not think about how much money I have on Appalachian State, but I ended up thinking about how much money I have on Appalachian State. It's a good amount of money on Appalachian State. CJ Uzoma. I came out touting Tyler Kroft last week. You got to admit when you were wrong. It's all good. Tyler Kroft. No catches on 1 target. CJ Uzoma is going to be the productive tight end for the Bengals. They get a dream matchup against the Steelers, and Uzoma can go right into your lineup this week. Wow, that's amazing. Great start for Appalachian State. My streamers for the week are Jameis Winston. The Tampa offense has proven itself explosive against even mediocre defenses, and now they get one of the worst in football in Atalanta indoors. It just seems like a smash spot for the Bucs offense, regardless of who's quarterback. Jameis has a whole week on the bye to integrate back with the ones and build rapport. Jameis to Evans is back on, and Jameis should be available and starting. He could instantly start for your team this week. And the Packers defense is our streaming defense. We're just going to chase the Niners D. It's becoming less about CJ Beathard and more about the offensive line. Because if the offensive line can't hold and CJ Beathard is going to hold onto the ball too long, sack lunch. That's what the Cardinals did. The Cardinals got a bunch of sacks. So now we set our light up and we get ready to shoot our video. Cardinals forced takeaways, masking how much time the defense spent on the field. Yeah, that's an important article that I mentioned as the key for Josh Rosen and the Cardinals being much better is that he has to string together drives and keep that defense rested. That's so important. Yeah, the Cardinals defense is on the field for more than 40 minutes. And the Niners offense banged out 447 yards. That's really rough. The Cardinals converted 10 of 17 on 3rd down. That's really bad. Some Cardinals players played 100 snaps. That's really bad. How many sacks did they have? Damn it. Why is that taking so long? But either way, it's worth noting that it might be a little bit of a shadow performance. The Cardinals are 31st against the run. It's fair to think about that the Cardinals made plays against the Niners, but ultimately weren't the best defensive choice. I like them for their playmaking, not for their consistent ability to stop the run. So in that, I was right, because Chandler Jones was a monster. Eventually, you force enough 3rd downs and you rush the passer well, you put yourself in good situations to win the game. And that's what they did. Put pressure, got sacks, got fumbles, got picks. And that's what the Packers could do. So let's get ready to shoot a video. Pop video. Slap that record. I wonder how the Yankees are doing. Quick check on the Janks. Oh, Steve Pearce he's got a single. Steve Pearce, he got himself a single. Oh, we got ourselves a light. This is our ring light that makes us look illuminated. And it goes right here, so you can't see it, but it makes me pretty ugly. Bang. Shine your light on me. Shine your light on me. I don't know if you guys watched the show on Sunday, but I had a guest, and that guest sang, and it made a child cry. So, if you didn't know, now you know. You got to watch on Sunday, because that stuff happens. That stuff happens, and you want to be around for it. Oh, I got to change the fuck. 1 second. See the difference? See what a difference that makes? That's not a bad spot for it. It's not a good spot for it. It makes a shadow on this side because I don't have a light on this side. Whoa. Heaven, let your light shine down. I made this at Home Depot, if you were wondering. I made it with things I got from Home Depot and other places. And it cost me about 2/3 of what the professional one would cost. So I still think I save money. And I just feel good that I made something myself that I use every day, you know? I feel good that this is what, like, this helps me do my life. And I made it myself with my bare hands and watching a YouTube video 35 times. JD Martinez, no out, in play. It's a high cutter, high inside cutter from Sabathia. This is probably like a flare base hit. In play, no outs is really stressful because it could be anything. It could be anything. It could even be a boat. Singles on a soft ground ball to second. Pierce to second. So if it's a soft ground ball to second, does that mean it went past CC and slow rolled? Or does that mean that Glaber mishandled it? I'll wait. I'll hang up and listen. Updated Super Bowl odds. Rams plus 300. Pats plus 700. Chiefs plus 700. Saints plus 1,000. Jags plus 1,800. Not a bad time to take Ravens plus 2,000, honestly. Not a bad time to take Ravens plus 2,000. If Alex Collins could stop fumbling the ball, the Ravens could be cruising. Because he's a better running back than Buck Allen. He just needs to string it together. I don't even want to watch his Bogarts at bat. I hope he dongs. I don't care. All right, so this is a rolling take. In the chat, just hang with me as we shoot this. The graphics go on my left, your left, my right. We put them up tomorrow in post. And so now we chill. Rojo, Josh Adams, Packers receiver du jour, Robbie Curse, Josh Reynolds, let's move Jamal Charles up with the running backs. And is it CJ Uzoma? I'm almost positive it is. I just want to make sure. It's CJ Uzoma. 2 targets for 43 yards, baby. He was in my lineup. Just kidding. I was a Croft guy. I feel bad. I ate words there. Croft had me eating crow. All right. We're recording. Welcome to the Week 6 Waivers and Streams show. It's your boy Rick Rosen. Hey, I'm streaming right now in the Boom Fantasy app Tuesdays, Thursdays, Sundays. You can catch me in-app talking fantasy, ask all your questions, and you can enter to win the Boombox. You don't know what that is? Well, you need to be watching streams on Boom Fantasy. There's a couple of names I want to talk about this week, but first, I need to mention this potential... No. Blah, blah, blah. We're going to get into... We're going to get into waivers and streams, but there's something I really need to talk about first, and that is the Cleveland Browns. Now, they're coming around. Baker's in charge. They're sitting at 2-3, but it's their schedule that you really need to take a look at. Over the next 5 weeks, ready for it, the Cleveland Browns are going to play, hold on, the Chargers, the Falcons, the Steelers, the Raiders. Nope, I got it wrong. I knew I was going to get it wrong. It's Chargers, Falcons, Chiefs. Fuck. Here we go. Here you go, kid. Bucks. The Bucks are the team I forgot. Chargers, Bucks, Steelers, Chiefs, Falcons. Chargers, Bucks, Steelers, Chiefs, Falcons. Chargers, Bucks, Steelers, Chiefs, Falcons. Hey, Mark, this is like when you're waiting tables and you forgot to write down the order. We're going to get to streaming. 3. We're going to get to waiver ads and streamers in a second, but first, I really need to talk to you about the Cleveland Browns, okay? It's all right. They're fine. They're actually really good this year, and that's why we need to talk about it. Baker Mayfield has turned the offense around, and the defense is strong, but more importantly, the Browns have dream matchups over the next 5 weeks. They are playing the Chargers, the Bucks, the Steelers, the Chiefs, and the Falcons over the next 5 weeks straight. Those are 5 of the most vulnerable defenses in all of football. So you don't have any piece of the Browns. You want to make a little trade, maybe get yourself a Hyde, get yourself an Njoku, get maybe Mayfield off waivers, put yourself in a position to get some of this Browns action over the course of October, because it's going to be there. Now let's get into waivers, and the first name I want to talk about is Ronald Jones. Now, I'm going to catch a lot of shit for this. Don't say shit. You don't need to curse on a family show. 3. The first name I want to talk about this week is Ronald Jones. I know, this doesn't make a lot of sense, mostly because I spent most of the preseason bashing Jones in favor of Peyton Barber. But look at it this way. If you wasted draft capital on Ronald Jones, you had him sitting around doing nothing, eating space on your roster for 5 weeks, and if you didn't draft him, now you can pick up Ronald Jones for absolutely nothing. So shut up. I was right. Add Ronald Jones this week and see what happens. He might be good, he might not, but he is going to be the Tampa running back in a great matchup against the Falcons. 3. Jay Ajayi's out for the year, and that sucks because I really liked him. And it's going to open the door for a new Eagles running back. People are saying they might trade because they've only got Wendell Smallwood and Corey Clement hitting the rock. But hey, what about Josh Adams, right? Undrafted rookie from Notre Dame. He had 6 carries for 30 yards in the opener and has had 1 carry since. So what I know is that he averaged 5 yards a carry in the opener. So let's get back on that, right? His ceiling is unknown. His basement is actually 0, but it's worth a shot on a good offense that likes to control the ball and run frequently, but doesn't have a clearly defined rushing back. The third running back I want to talk about this week is Jamal Charles, and I'm going all upside this week. Listen, Leonard Fournette is out days early with a hamstring injury. Corey Grant is on IR. It is TJ Yeldon, and now it's Jamal Charles. Someone asked earlier in the stream, Rick, does this mean you're high on Charles? It's more I'm high on this opportunity as a ball carrier in this Jaguars offense. If the Jaguars had said they signed Orleans Darkwa, I would have told you to go grab Darkwa. But they grabbed Charles, so it's just Yeldon and Charles as the only running backs. I see this as a really good opportunity for a back who used to be really, really good. At receiver, I am suggesting the Packers receiver du jour. Whoever is healthy between Geronimo Allison and Vontez and Marquez and the other guy. Whoever the other guy is. Seriously though, Valdez-Scantling showed some really nice things against the Lions, even though the Packers were forced to throw the ball 100 times. But if he is the slot receiver moving forward, Aaron Rodgers is going to have him produce regardless. But if Allison is healthy, Rodgers likes Allison, he's a nice deep threat, and he goes right back in your lineup and right onto your roster. I also want to talk to you about the Jets' Robbie Anderson, Jermaine Kearse situation. Now, if Robbie Anderson is on waivers, run, don't walk, run to go pick him up. He only had 3 targets last week, but 2 of them were long touchdowns, and it's less about that target production and more about the trust developing between Darnold and Anderson. If Darnold is willing to take deep shots on his big play receiver, that can only be fruitful for future games. That means whenever Robbie has a good matchup, he goes right in knowing there's a chance he could score 1 long touchdown and break it open. Kind of like Tyreek Hill before Mahomes, where he was going to produce, you just really sweated it every single week. Kearse is the more interesting option. He's more likely to be on free agents, and it's also relative to Quincy Enunwa, who moved outside this week against Denver. So now it's Anderson and Enunwa on the outside and Jermaine Kearse in the slot. The slot is where Enunwa had all those targets early in the season, so if that's where Darnold likes to go, Kearse now becomes your guy. The next guy is Josh Reynolds, who gets a boost with Brandon Cooks and Cooper Kupp being out with concussions. Now, the good news for us is you only need one, Cooks or Kupp, to be out on Sunday for Reynolds to produce, because the Rams run 11 personnel, 3 wide receivers, on over 90% of snaps. So if that's their volume, Reynolds is going to get on the field. If so facto in this Rams offense, he's going to produce. So wait on the status of Kupp and Cooks and concussion protocol. That's a lot of consonants. And keep an eye on Josh Reynolds. Nobody likes to be wrong, but I was wrong on Tyler Kroft last week. I thought he would emerge as the Bengals tight end. He ended up with 1 target, 0 catches for 0 yards. Great job, me. The new guy is CJ Uzomah. He only had 2 catches for 43 yards, but he's got a really nice matchup against the Steelers and is going to be the pass-catching tight end moving forward. We like the ceiling of this new Bengals offense, and Uzomah is worth an add because the tight end position has been really tough to figure out so far. When it comes to streaming quarterbacks, I'm going to go with Jameis Winston this week. He's had a full bye week to integrate with the Tampa starters, and he gets a great matchup at Atlanta. Listen, I'm not always the biggest Jameis guy, and his debut against the Bears in garbage time was not very impressive. But we know that Todd Monken and the Buccaneers scheme is new and improved from seasons past. They like to be aggressive. They like to throw down fields. And any which way you cut it, Jameis Winston is a better quarterback than Ryan Fitzpatrick, whether you like the optics or not. So Winston gets picked up, and Winston can go right in your starting lineup this week. Finally, we are streaming the Green Bay Packers defense against the 49ers. Listen, I took the Cardinals last week, and it was a good pick, despite the Cardinals defense being out for over 80 plays and giving up over 400 yards of total offense. What happened? Sacks, picks, and turnovers, my guy. They made plays, and that's what I expect the Packers defense to do. The combination of San Francisco's deteriorating offensive line and backup quarterbacks' propensities to hold onto the ball too long works out great for aggressive defensive lines, and if the Packers can get ahead, force the Niners into negative scenarios, this works out really well to stream the Packers defense. Itchy nose. That's it for me. Check us out on Thursday for our Thursday Night Football strategy video. It's going to kill me to take on the fuck it up, family show. All right, 5. That's it for me. Come back Thursday for our waiver wire video. Remember, live 10 to 1 Sunday only in the Boom Fantasy app. We'll see you later. Boom. So that's a video. We'll make sure I was recording. I was recording. Who's that? Shawnee Mac? What's going on, Shawnee Mac? Shawnee Mac in the chat as I get a Bumble message. If I tell all my Bumble matches to watch the stream, then the numbers will increase, but then they'll all start talking to each other in the chat. Unless, maybe they don't play DFS, but I don't know. It's a concern. It's something to keep in mind. I'm not a player, I just crush a lot. That's not even the right beat for the right song. Embarrassing my East Coast self. All right, let's hang. Getting the video done is so important, and now we have 35 minutes. That's actually been our best performing video on our growing YouTube channel. Make sure you go ahead and find us at Boom Fantasy on YouTube. We're cruising towards 120 subscribers. I fucking love it, family show. Oh, Ravens Super Bowl plus 2,000. I did throw that out. That's good value. That's good value, man. It's a good team. I blasted my own preseason prop bets. You know what I like about my prop bets? My preseason prop bets are good because my cash illegal bookie only allows me to bet X dollars a week. So by effectively placing large prop wagers, I've capped my weekly wagering at half because I wagered half my roll, half of what I could tilt. So like if I didn't have the prop bets, I would have tilted for hundreds of dollars on the Saints last night, like so badly. And I had the Saints, but just not enough. I actually had first score Saints rushing tote, so I ended up doing okay, but too much on the Yankees. Severino's the worst. I just was working so much and didn't realize that Severino was like, I didn't like the matchup. I hated betting on Severino during the season, and then I got stuck with the holding the bag last night. Shout out to my Yankee friends for gassing me up. Top 2, Sabathia is getting outs. We love it. Honestly, with the power in both of these lineups, it's only a matter of time before they both break. What are we missing? We did the waiver show. Where do you think Drew Brees finishes, guys? Drew Brees, the third best quarterback of all time. Brady's got the wins. Peyton Manning is the transcendent coach on the field. I think my stance is that in a vacuum, throwing the football, Drew Brees is the most accurate quarterback of all time. That's where I think his namesake will be. I think that's a very fair thing to settle on. You have to settle because you're never going to win a greatest of all time argument against someone who's committed to something else, and you just don't have the wins to compete with a Brady and a Manning. So you're gonna go clones. What's going on? You have glasses on the YouTube stream, but here on the app you don't. Thoroughly confused. Well, I was filming the waivers video, so when the waiver video is being filmed with the light on, we take our glasses off. Because if we have glasses on during the waiver video, it creates this insane... I mean, you can already see it in my when there's lighting, but like you can already see like my screen in the reflection of my glasses. So look what happens if I try to do a waiver video with my glasses on. Look at this. Look at these lights. You can see the lights in my eyes. Nobody wants this. Nobody wants this. Look at this. This is ridiculous. Nobody wants this. You can see it's a ring light, though. I get the whole ring. Can I get the whole ring? Nope. But, yeah, it's impossible with the glasses on. So I got to take the glasses off to do the video. Next time you're watching your favorite YouTuber, see if you can see the ring in their eye, because they're almost all using ring lights. It's just the best for personal videos and vlogging. If I'm not making cuts... If I don't have a 2-camera setup, if I just have the camera in front of me, I'm 100% using a ring light. But I'm glad to see that you're thoroughly confused. Put the bong down, Shawnee Mac. Robbie Anderson over Corey Davis or Sterling Shepard? No. But those three are all pretty matchup dependent. Sterling Shepard's in a bad place right now mentally. I'm just kind of off Sterling Shepard because he's your baby. But Corey Davis is a manimal. Corey Davis has the propensity to dominate matchups, especially at home. Corey Davis is going to have really good games left in the tank this season. I just think any week Robbie Anderson can make a special play. Robbie Anderson over Mike Williams, Chris Godwin, or Josh Gordon. I'm tripping hard. Robbie Anderson, Mike Williams, Chris Godwin, and Josh Gordon. So Mike Williams has kind of come back down to earth. Tyrell Williams took a couple of his long passes over the past couple weeks, and that sucks because I thought he would be a game changer. Godwin is pretty much out of the picture in terms of like week in, week out value compared to these other guys. Josh Gordon is a really interesting name because if he earned Brady's trust on those deep throws, Tom Brady never had a deep target like that. Tom Brady hasn't had a go-get-it guy since Moss. Tom Brady's lost with Moss. Tom Brady had deep pass plus accuracy. With Brandon Cooks, he only had deep pass. So they didn't all work, but the theory was even if it's close, Cooks can run under it. It didn't really work so well. So Brady still has the deep ball, but doesn't have the accuracy. And that's why Josh Gordon is awesome, because Gordon can get under it, get high, no pun intended, and win in double coverage like he did against the Colts. I really shouldn't have used get high, but I want him to attack the ball at the highest point, and that's what he should do. So I think that Josh Gordon deserves a roster, Probably more than Robbie Anderson. Probably. But it's very close. They are on your team for the exact same thing. Boomer bust, big touchdown plays. They're very far away from getting 7 catches for 68 yards. That is not what they're on the field to do at this point in time. Kirsten and them are going to work the underneath stuff. It's very clear Edelman's going to work the underneath stuff. And Anderson and Gordon are just deep threat guys. But Brady's best cold weather quarterback, maybe best all time. Peyton Manning, best analytical quarterback, best coach on the field. And then Drew Brees, in a vacuum, is the most accurate quarterback I've ever seen. That's how I feel about that. What's Favre? Most aggressive? I don't know. Your boy Mac has big money on the Bronx Bombers tonight. Oh, shish. Should I get on them live? I had no idea. Should I get on that live train? I'm on Appalachian State. That's where I put all my money tonight. They're losing at home. Really fun. Really fun. Fun start for the Arkansas State Red Wolves. But that's on ESPN too, so I can watch that whenever I want. Oh, they're on the Arkansas State. They're on their own 16 for real. Their punters got 1 punt for 10 yards as I quickly scroll the box score. Going to live bet Yanks. Oh, Memester, what's going on? Yeah, I'm thinking about live betting the Yanks. I was going to wait a little bit because I was honestly hoping the Red Sox would score first because I'm just down on CC. Mookie Betts flied out. So this is a good time right now to live bet the Yankees. They're about to come up in the bottom of the second. I'm just going to wait a little bit. Wait CC out. I mean, granted, things are probably going to get worse when the bullpen comes in, but it's just where I feel right now. I just got burned on him last night. I understand the power's there. I would rather live bet the over if in a couple innings it dubs down to like 6. I would have no problem live betting that over too. Even though this looks like it's going to be a tense game, I just don't trust CeCe in this spot. I think that's understandable, right? I think we can all agree that CeCe's it's a risk to have him going right now. I keep seeing new Madden in the header. This is really good and healthy for me, guys. I want the new Madden. I cannot get the new Madden. It is too much of a time commitment. I'll become an ultimate team slob. I cannot get the new Madden. Don't get the new Madden, Rick, even though they dropped it down to $39.99. Why did they do that? They want me to buy it. Trying to get the stream to load on 2 phones. Starting Gordon as a flex this week. Well, I think this is a good week for Gordon as a flex. The line is 165 is not great because they're about to bat. It's because they're up. So it's like, just wait a little bit. But no, I don't want to get Madden. I don't want to get invested in an Ultimate Team because I know I will. And let's hang tight and let's look at the odds in a second because I haven't looked at many Week 6 odds. Listen, the 3-team parlay busted, so we're doing a 2-team parlay on Sunday. And honestly, we're gonna pick some underdogs because favorites have not been treating us right, and that is so disappointing. Like I'm trying, Jennifer. I'm trying to make the best plays possible. I really go into the show thinking I have locks is the worst part. That's the worst part. So, shit. But if you're following on Good Morning Boom on Instagram TV, I said I liked Cardinals +4. I said I liked Cardinals money line. I said I was going to get conservative and play Cardinals +4. I smashed that. So if you take away a really bad LSU pick 6, I'm 3 weeks clean on Good Morning Boom picks. That was a really bad beat. But the best part is one of our best viewers, Scott, one of our check down homies, he misheard me on Good Morning Boom and he went the other way. So he won money where I told him to lose money. Yeah. Really good. Let's look at these lines. Definitely not sending texts. 20 minutes left in the show. It's hard to just sit here for your whole night and be like, nah, just hanging, just live on the air. I like communicating with people. All right, what are these lines going to be? Honestly, I don't know. Giants plus 2.5 is sexy. I'm not going to lie. Giants money line, maybe not. I would like, if Giants were 3.5, I'd feel way better about it, you know? If the Giants were plus 3.5, I'd feel so much better about it. Can I get alternate spread here? Giants plus 3.5, 135. That's beautiful. Take it back to the crib. Colts, Jets. We got to wait on the Jets injury report, but I mean the Colts, because the Colts have been falling apart. That's what made them such an easy bet on Thursday Night Football. They literally didn't have enough healthy players for a full active roster. So now you're looking at a team on the road for an early start. Yeah, they've had 10 days, but not always the easiest thing to do. Half your parlay's done. Yeah. Giants money line, lock, half the parlay, book it. God damn it. In play, no outs, Neil Walker. We got a 2-out single. Whoa, doggy baby, Neil Walker. An error occurred. Sorry, just making sure the stream is live. I love how I can get like more. It says more videos on YouTube. Like I would want to watch something else in the Boom app. Come on, YouTube. Don't let me down. El Gary up with 1 on and 2 out. This is dong time. This is time to dong out. There we go. Pull it out. Open the chat. Half the parlay is done. We got Giants in there. Like the Jets. Like the under too, but not ready to pull the trigger. Vikings at home giving 10 points. Where have I seen this before? Tentatively taking the Cardinals, but gosh, those Vikings are going to be one of the worst gambling teams this season, I tells ya. The Bills, another really tough team that people thought they were stealing money from to start the season. Don't hate this +8 line. Don't hate it. The Texans are so not good. So average. Wildly average. Going on the road is not Buffalo's strength, though. Panthers, Redskins. I think this is a really nice game for Washington to get right. As bad as they looked against the Saints last night, that game was just tailor-made for Drew Brees to go house. Bears, Dolphins. Really good spot for the Dolphins. Bears off a bye, traveling to Miami. Not going to pick that game. Chargers, Browns. 1-point game in Cleveland. Chargers traveling. Early game. Not crazy about it. Again, a lot of these games I'm just not confident in right now. I know it's early in the week, but I'm allowed to be not confident. In play, outs. Huge surprise. Gary Sanchez. Jesus. Steelers, Bengals. Probably going to take over 53 without hesitating. So let's throw that in there. Ayo, Hawks, Raiders. You never know what's going to happen with that game. I don't understand the Raiders, really. That's another game I'd like to watch more of their games, another team. And I'm not going to touch that. The Seahawks, I think, are really bad, but I don't know if the Raiders are bad or really bad either. That's tough. Bucks, Falcons, another game that's like screaming over, like so obviously. I want to take Jameis on the road. The Falcons are so depleted that there's good value here in Bucks plus 3.5. So let's ship that on there just to bump our odds up a little bit. Rams, Broncos. The Broncos are not any good. I'll take the Rams. That's fine. Altitude be damned. Under 52 might be interesting though. I think the Rams team total should be an every week thing too. Even though it's probably going to be 30.5 every week. Would you really say no to that? Ravens, Titans, again, F this game. Although the Titans first half under is a trend we should start looking into and investing. I'll have more information on that on the Sunday show. Titans first half under is kind of becoming a thing. Jaguars, Cowboys. I think the Jaguars are just way better than the Cowboys regardless. Did the Vikes D remove your doubt of them? I mean, I was worried about the Vikings heading into the season because of their line, because of Cousins, because of no Cook, and then losing Everson Griffin on the D-line changed a lot of things for me. Their defense looking kind of vulnerable. Their offensive line is a major problem, which doesn't hurt them as badly at home, but still is undesirable for sure. I don't understand. They don't look impressive. I tell you, Cousins has looked the most impressive player on the team. Cousins has looked worth every penny. Every week I shit on Cousins, and every week he makes 4 plays that completely swing a football game. And my quarterback doesn't. So who am I? You know what I'm saying? Chiefs Pats. Chiefs money line all day. Andy Reid is in Belichick's pocket. 100p. And the Packers on Monday night, like I really could care less at this point because I got a plus 5,000 parlay. Who blows it? Giants, Bengals over, Bucks, Rams, Jags, Chiefs. Who blows it? 100 to win $5,000. Who blows it? That's all I want to know. Tell me. No, don't tell me. Tell me. Nah, don't tell me. Tell me. Nah, don't tell me. I'll figure it out. It'll be somebody, that's for sure. But that's a quick look at the week 1 lines. I got no problem with those. I do think there is a little more value than I initially gave it credit, especially that Jacksonville game after they get whiz-oshed. That's a really good team going against a really mediocre team in Dallas. And the Chiefs, I might just hang tight and just max bet Chiefs money line. The fact that people think that they can hang, that the Chiefs are going to slow down to the Patriots defense, get out of here. Andy Reid has been tearing up Bill Belichick in consecutive seasons with Alex Smith. Chiefs Patriots history. Oh, let's look at the last 3 games. Because after that, you go back to 2011, and that's irrelevant. 2014, at least you got some roster holdover. Okay, there's a difference in these games. Okay? The first game, the font's really small here, sorry guys, is Pats Chiefs in September in Kansas City, and the Chiefs win 41-14. This is the on to Cincinnati game. Jamal Charles from Alex Smith, Travis Kelce, and a pick 6. Held New England to 13 first downs, under 300 yards total, 75 yards on the ground. Totally fine. Ugh. And I was drinking coffee. What am I doing? I was drinking coffee. Right? Let's go to the next game. Oh, the Patriots win by 7. What's different about this one? It's Foxborough in January. Just a bit of a different scenario. I will give you that the playoffs matter differently. I will give you that. But it's still a 7-point game. And then what happened? The Patriots went to the Super Bowl. They come back and they got to play the Chiefs in the opener. And they get shellacked. 42-27 in last year's opening game. The Kareem Hunt debut game / the Mike Gillislee game. Tyreek Hill 75-yarder. Kareem Hunt 78-yarder. Those guys are still on the team. Right? And their quarterback is better. New England was 5 of 15 on 3rd down. Come on, man. Come on, man. I know the Patriots defense can step up occasionally, but the way the Chiefs have been humming, you really think they're going to slow down because it's nighttime in Foxborough? Like, there's no way. Actually, what can I get for Chiefs -3? Chiefs by 1 to 13 is plus 210, and I feel like they could blow them out. All bets. They don't have all the bets yet. I might be taking like Chiefs -4. I am in full belief that the Chiefs are going to be fine. I'm so mad at my friend for recommending Appalachian State. I'm just kidding. Everything on the metrics at Appalachian State was a fine bet. This is like Tuesday night riggery by the collegiate people. My friend is detailing every Appalachian State possession. I might get my tilting gambling friend onto the show because he's got anxiety, and gambling is not good for that anxiety. And honestly, it's causing friendship problems. Because I don't need to be texted every time my bet doesn't go well. I know my bet's not going well, and I'm doing my own personal stretch, okay? Sweat. Like, I'm also stressing. So I don't need you texting me that you're stressing and that I should stress more. That's how we lose as, like, human beings. You know what I mean? Like, that's how we lose as humanity, not just as fantasy players. That's how we lose as a civilization. He's just looking out for you, or he's just alone and needs to share his bets. Like I understand. Like I need to co-sweat. By the way, guys, we got to talk about something really big here. The Boombox deposits are starting to trickle in slowly. And if you're not on this train, you're missing free stuff. Like, legitimately free things. Just for depositing into your Boom account while watching Boom Fantasy live streams. It's so easy. Send the screenshot to my email, rick@boomfantasy.com. I want to hear from you. Oh, Midtown Uniform. That's what you're saying. He's just looking out for you. I didn't even notice you're in the chat. What's going on? Thanks for hanging. Deposit in your Boom account. Send the screenshot to rick@boomfantasy.com. You're going to get Boom apparel. So on Sunday mornings, we can match. We can both rock our Boom Fantasy gear. Isn't that adorable? You also get some Boom swag. Maybe you could be a bottle opener. Maybe you'll be one of those sticky... I don't like the things that go on the back of your phone, but if we got one, you're going to get one. Then you're going to get an autographed jersey from pristineauctions.com. And that's the steal here, because it is a high-quality NFL signature on a jersey to be framed in your man cave, in your basement, above your bed, on your ceilings. You can wake up and look at the glory that is an NFL autographed jersey from Pristine Auctions, certificate of authenticity included. And then you get a random bobblehead for your desk. So even when you're at your desk and you can't look at the framed jersey, or maybe it's on the wall, maybe the jersey is on your wall and the bobblehead's by your monitor. So like at least half of your field of vision is just coated by remnants of the Boombox, which you can only enter to win by depositing in your Boom account during a live stream and sending the screenshot to rick@boomfantasy.com. That's all you have to do. In the Boombox, Hall of Fame running back. In the Boombox. In the Boombox, Madden cover athlete quarterback, former first overall pick. In the Boombox. These are separate boxes. There's more than one winner. There are multiple winners. Hall of Fame defensive player, 4-time All-Pro Super Bowl champion in the Boombox. I'm hooking it up. I spent too much money at Pristine Auction, more than I was allowed to spend. And I'm passing that on to you. You're welcome. It's a good mistake. It's a good mistake. Listen, as long as you learn and as long as you can give away an autographed jersey, mistakes are good. That's what the process has shown us. And I vow to trust the process. Yo, we had a really good 2-hour stream. We hung tight. A lot of people said it couldn't be done. I'm hungry, first of all. Coffee didn't do me well, but I could eat. I may have some ramen. I may have some chicken wings. I may have chicken wings. I may lie and say I had ramen and actually eat chicken wings. everybody's got me all jazzed up on wings because every Sunday at noon, the chat is, for some reason, the Sunday chat always goes back to Wingstop. Like, I get it. Wingstop is dope, but also it's not in my area. So you guys are just cyberbullying the host of the show by bragging about wings I don't have. And then I get to name drop Todd Gurley. And I interviewed him over Super Bowl week, and he said that his preferred wing flavor was half lemon pepper, half mild. That's what I get to share. Sorry, that was an important one. Not all the messages have been important. That one was valuable. Whew. So yeah, grab some dinner, relax, watch this Appalachian State game, watch this Yankees-Red Sox game, maybe. Yanks got to run. Red Sox got to run. Oh, Red Sox got to run. What happened? Sack fly for JD Martinez? You know what that means, guys. At the end of the inning, Yankees live, baby. Yankees live money line at the end of the inning. What can we get for them? Come on. It's only the third, and they're down a run. Memester, I hope you're still watching. The time is now. We're trigger pullers, baby. I'm pretty excited about this waiver video. We've been getting our times down, being more efficient, cramming in more details. I'm not a stats guy, but there is why and logic to the things I say, because I think that you can still do that and apply reason to your fantasy scenarios without getting vanilla with numbers and snap share and target share. If a guy is getting the majority of the snaps, who cares that he's getting 68%? Plus 120 after the run, Memester! Full savage! We love to see it. We love to see it. Hell yeah. I'm sitting at Red Sox over 4 team total runs. So getting one here in the third is pretty cool. We're essentially 2 big swings away from getting that one. And if only I wasn't tilting so hard on Appalachian State, who are favored by 10 and have 0 points and 0 first downs through the first quarter, not first drive, first quarter, I'd feel so much better. But I don't, because I did that. So, silly me. What a great game that's going to be. I can't wait to watch Mountain West football. Is this even Mountain West football? Is the Appalachian State in the Mountain West? Standings. The American Athletic Conference. What am I doing to myself? No. Google just gave me every college football conference. How dare you? Appalachian State Mountaineers football. What conference are they in? I don't know. Google can't tell me. Unbelievable. Back to the drawing board. So we're going to come back on Thursday. We got runs. We got more Red Sox runs. Sorry, Memester. Bang them again. I told you had to wait till the end of the inning. You always wait till the end of the inning. Football equals Wingstop. I mean, okay, Wingstop marketing. It's a double for Ian Kinsler. We're 1 swing away from pushing our team total. That's fantastic. Football equals Wingstop, says the Wingstop marketing employee hanging out in my show. Thank you for all your support, Pilodillo. Your trophy's sick. See that bet? I don't know if you guys were in early on the show, but the whiteboard came down and destroyed me. It came down forward and possibly concussed me in the back of the head. So, Nunez? Did he? Stop. Is CC done? I don't know. Boston? In-play runs is just a crazy feeling. When you see in-play runs, he singled. He scored. Okay, so we're 1 away. So now is when you take Yankees money line live. By the way, you got to wait till the end of the inning. You never know, especially with a 2-out rally. If you're going to wait and not take a line before a game, you got to take it at the optimal time. I'm not trying to live line shame you. I fucking had over 14.5 last night and it still hit, right? There's always time to jump on a live line. And if you really think the Yankees are going to win, go grab better odds right now. But CC giving up a couple of runs, I feel was a given. And that's okay. So that's where we'll end it today. With 3 minutes, we'll wrap it up. Today we talked about situational football. We watched a good amount of Game Pass in the first hour, which I thought was awesome. Watching coaches film, breaking down the why of how some of the games ended on Sunday. Talk about the Browns. Remember the Browns. Chargers, Bucks, Steelers, Chiefs, Falcons. Go get a Brown. Drew Brees, most accurate quarterback in a vacuum of all time. That's where we decided Drew Brees lives. He's the most accurate quarterback in a vacuum. That's his Mount Rushmore claim to fame. Is he on QB Mount Rushmore? That's a discussion for Sunday. That's a legitimate discussion for Sunday. Because people get mad. It drives people crazy. In-play outs, Jackie Bradley Jr., always good for it. Now we take Yankees live. I've been listening to Jesse Reyes. Guys, get in on that. So you can tell people you're cool and you listen to stuff before it's cool. Don't say I never do anything for you. Yankees live, plus 260. All about it. I'm going to take them plus 2. I'm not greedy on the money line. Because they can make it close, make it a one-run game, and then I'll win outright. I feel much better about plus 2. The power, baby. See, for me, I'd rather win bets than hit big paydays. I don't know. I'd rather just ship unit. If I could just pick up 1 or 2 units a day into Sunday. Coconuts is the word I was going to say. It doesn't even make sense. Sometimes, guys, I just don't make any sense. It just don't make sense. And that's why I get 8 hours to stream for you guys. Because in that 8 hours, I'm going to hit on some stuff. Tuesday show out. I'm not going to buy the new Madden. That's a fact, okay? I don't want to buy it. Make sure you sign up, deposit, screenshot, send me, boombox, get it. I'll see you guys on Thursday. Stream, Thursday night strategy video. Popping. I'm not going to buy the new Madden. If you have a soul, you'll root for Appalachian State for me. So I don't have to eat ramen for lunch for the next 3 weeks. All right, guys. I'm joking. Don't bet what you can't afford to lose. I'm just here having fun with y'all. You know I love this. Check down. Tuesday out. Mwah.